Live from Muskegon, Michigan, this is Tiger Talks Wrestling.
Yeah. All right. I'm back in one to get me a chair to sit on, Tony. We'll be ready, man.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the show who are in here watching. This is Tiger Talks Wrestling. We are here with the first guest of 2019. Get this show on the road here in just a moment once Avery's all situated, guys. Little programming note before we do get going. Don't forget that after this show, we'll be doing the NUW King of the Yard 2 first round day 1 recap show as well. All right. All set?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then let's get started here. Oh, well, officially welcome to the show. Of course, we are joined by the boss man of VTW, boss of the sticks, Avery Hoke. Now let's jump right into things here. What first got you interested in wrestling?
Well, I always first I always watched wrestling when I was 10 years old back in 1980s. The first time I seen a wrestling match, and Ricky Steamboat's one that caught my eye. And my dad always took me to the local wrestling shows.
Nice.
Yeah, but I loved it ever since then.
Gotcha. You can't go wrong with Ricky Steamboat being one of your first favorites. He is.
Yes, that's right. He's a true legend.
That he is. So, moving along from that young age, been watching wrestling since then. What first got you interested in starting VTW?
Well, my nephew, Tyler Aiken.
Right.
We just bought a trampoline, and we just mostly just played around with it the first year. And we didn't know a head lock from a wrist lock, but we just had fun.
That's the name of the game, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, but the very first year when we started VTW wrestling, me and my nephew, we had to create about 6 characters a piece just to fill out the card.
Yeesh.
It was.
I bet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we had a few tag team matches too. And I remember we had to tag a pole, and we had to switch a item like a hat or a shirt or something, just so we could just pretend like we had 2 men in the corner. So we made it work.
Right.
That very first year.
Okay. So would you say that you guys started off before loading onto YouTube then?
Yes, 2007, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I believe it was about August 2007 when we got into YouTube. But what inspired us to go to YouTube, it was this company called S&R Wrestling. I think it was located up in Wisconsin. at the time. So they inspired us to go to YouTube.
All right.
Yes, Stevie Dub and Ross.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you say for early years who were some of your influences watching wrestling that you really enjoyed to watch as you're growing up?
Well, Ric Flair is one of them. I've seen him many a times.
Nice.
Well, my grandpa always watched wrestling too, because I remember going down to my grandma's on Saturday afternoons, and he would always turn it on the NWA wrestling. And I just loved going down there on Saturday evenings to watch that.
Nice.
But Ric Flair was, and Ricky Steamboat was the first two really caught my eye to watch wrestling.
Two of the greatest of all time.
Yes. True.
All right. Jump from that one. Of course, as we know, once you guys did get uploading and more of the more recent stuff that we'd see in VTW, there was 5 men that really started off VTW on YouTube. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about the 5 guys that were part of it? Of course, yourself, Tyler, Ecstatic, Zach, and Aaron.
Yes, all of them guys, yeah. Great wrestlers, great competitors, for sure.
They are.
Yeah, see, 2009 when Zach joined us, and Aaron and Ecstatic joined us about 2010 or so.
Right.
Yeah. We done shows for 2 or 3 years, and they start bringing guys in. It was Brandon Clark, known as Brandon Adams.
Right.
Yes, he joined us, and it was so many other ones that came a little bit later.
Well, that's true. We'd see a lot of people come and go. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about one of the first things you see if you go to VTW's YouTube page from 2014 was pretty much the first crossover, I guess you could say, that we would see when you guys would have CCW come over to VTW.
Yes, CCW. It was a blast. Really good, really great wrestling thing. Yeah, Drew Hood. Just a lot of great talent. Rango Jackson, I think, was his name. He came, and it was a few other guys. Kevin.
Right.
Of
course, Party Boy Joseph, whichever you want to call him.
Yep.
What was it like for you being in there with some of those guys at that point in time?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, that was the Drew was my first opponent, I believe, and for my first crossover show. I believe he had this character called Samson, I think.
Yeah.
And I believe I did. That was my first crossover.
Gotcha.
But it was an awesome experience. It was.
We've seen a few different shows posted for kind of a crossover with CCW at the time.
Yes, it was. Yes, we did several of them, I believe.
Right. Of course, in that time, we would see you as part of a faction called the Establishment as well.
Yes, Money Incorporated, the Establishment. Yes.
talk a little bit about the group, the establishment, and what it was like for you to be kind of the spearhead, I guess, in a way of that.
Oh yes, yes, that was a great era for VTW back in. I believe it was me and Tyler, and I believe I think Zach was joining that faction too, I believe. But I was called the money man back in.
Right.
Pretty well spearheaded that whole faction right there. And we totally out dominated VTW for almost a year, maybe a year and a half.
Right.
On that.
You did.
Yes, but that was a gray area.
Right. So we got our first question in the comment section, so I'll get to it. The Dark Side wants to know, Avery, when are you going to come up to NUW to wrestle the Dark Side in a street fight?
Oh, Lordy. Street fight. Well, I really don't know that, but I never done a street fight before. I always pretty well stay in the confines of the ring most of the time.
Right.
But I will try to get up there if he wants a match. Or he's welcome to come down here to the VTW land. But I feel sure it would be great.
I'm sure it would be too. You're gonna learn today, boy. Dark Side said.
Yep.
All right. Off the establishment, I'm gonna go into a couple feuds here in a moment, but we would see you go on to become, of course, the boss man of VTW, the champion for a while, when she became Avery Hoke. Talk us a little bit through your VTW YouTube title reign, though.
Oh, Lordy. Well, it was great. Yeah, yes, I really enjoyed it. I think I was YouTube champion for, oh, God, for at least 6 months up to a year, I think.
Dang, it was a pretty lengthy reign, it looked like.
Yes, I remember who I beat. I believe it was I think Clyde Jefferson. I think is the guy I beat for it. I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, yep, one of the Jeffersons, if my memory serves me right.
Right. Of course, during that title reign, you would be in a few different feuds with some lower tier guys, and you'd have a feud with Merrick, and of course, one with Aaron Jones as well.
Yes. Merrick. It was a great rival. We had several good quality matches for sure. And me and Aaron, we just set the bar for feuds back in.
Right.
And it was a very, very outstanding feud with Aaron Jones. I think he respected me, and I respected him in the ring, and we put the fans on some great quality matches at the time. Right.
Of course, we'd see a little bit of a transformation from the trampoline that you guys used, just the trampoline, and then you guys added kind of posts and ropes as well. Had to make quite a bit of a difference and gave you guys a little more to work with at the time. Yes,
we did. Yes, about 6 or 7 of us, we went in together and bought a ring, and it really helped out a lot. It gave us a new door open for VTW, and it came nationwide then.
Right.
Guys like Everett Creed and all them guys started coming down about that time. Of course, we did do some shows on the trampoline too, with them. And
speaking of which, let's talk about the first thing that you guys did that was monumental for the community. The very first Best in the Yard, where of course you would face Winnipeg Warrior in a flag match.
Oh yes, that was an awesome match. Yeah, it was very fun, and I was so very excited about that, wrestling the Winnipeg Warrior.
There wasn't a whole lot of build to it,
and was a lot of build to it. I believe I done a like a video leading up to it, like a promo, 3, maybe 4 months ahead of time before the match.
Yeah.
After that time, so we really got it. We really done a great job with that feud there. Great match.
Right. What did it mean to you to walk out victorious in that match?
Oh Lordy, I think that was about the biggest career win of my whole career at the time.
Right.
Now
what was it like?
Yeah. Okay.
What was it like for you to meet all those guys? Some of them you had met before, but a lot of the guys had come to VTW for the first time for Best in the Yard when you guys had APW, UWE guys there, and of course Big Time Mike.
Oh gosh, it was just an awesome all-around experience. Especially Big Time Mike, a great guy, a great competitor in the ring, and I was very excited to meet Everett Creed and all them guys too. Just a great experience. And Devon McDonald especially.
Of course, Devon wouldn't come until Best in the Yard 2, which we'll get into here.
Yes, I believe we had Jordan Oliver and all of them the first Best in the Yard. And I think Charles Price came the first Best in the Yard too, I think.
Right. Now, another feud we kind of see you involved in, one where VTW was kind of taken over by Joe Cool. What was that experience?
Yes, me and Joe Cool, we had a long time feud for sure. Yep, we put on several great matches at the time, and just went back and forth.
All right.
But Joe Cool was just a great addition to our company at the time.
And of course, around that time as well, you would see Drew Hood would be jumping and making his VTW home pretty much. And we'd also see a couple other guys once Joe's Hellfire Incorporated they came together. And Dustin Reagan and D-Lock would make their debuts in VTW.
Yes, and D-Lock, they were great wrestlers, great competitors too. Yes, they were. They put on a lot of great matches for us here in VTW.
That they did.
Yep, I think Dustin Reagan, he was a former champion for us or it's one or two occasions, I think.
Former world champion, former
world champion. Yes, that's correct. And yes, and D-Lock, I think he was like our YouTube champion.
Yep.
There at one time. Yes.
Anyway. There might be other feuds I'm jumping over, but we're gonna. If you want to mention any of them at any point, feel free to do so. But I want to talk a little bit about your Best in the Yard 2 match. You would face MX Mystery.
Oh yes, MX Mystery. Yes, yes. I look forward. I was looking forward to that Best in the Yard too. MX Mystery. He was a great. He gave me a great match, matching things, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but MX Mystery was pretty well known around the country at the time himself, and I believe the YouTube community really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the match overall.
Yeah. So going back between those two Best in the Yard shows, can you name some of the matches that you really enjoyed getting to be there and watching in person?
Oh yes, Big Time and Thru Hood. I mean, they put on a classic.
That they did.
Yes, they did. I think the first move that they done. I think Big Time Mike used a kendo stick on Thru Hood just to start out the match. I mean, it was hard, very hardcore. Okay. And I think Tyler and Everett Creed was another great match I enjoyed.
Yeah.
It
was a good match. It was a
very exciting, yeah.
Right.
At the time, Attic and Jordan Oliver was another match I really enjoyed too. I think that was on the very first Best in the Yard, I think.
Ecstatic and Jordan Oliver were actually part of Best in the Yard 2.
2, yes, 2.
That's when Navon and Jordan made their first appearances in BTW land.
Yes.
Speaking of, we'll get into Navon in a little bit, but what has it been like for you to be there for the reunion rumbles that we've gotten to know and watched the last couple of years there at BTW, seeing all these different competitors come from different companies and being a part of it? Oh, wow.
I think that was the best experience of my lifetime. I was in about, I think one of them, I believe. And gosh, it was so many great names coming from all over the place.
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I remember in the second one, I think Devon took me out before the match, before I got up in there.
Right.
So I wasn't able to be a part of the second one.
Right. Now, what would it mean to you to have the guys like Kevin Shaw, Drew Hood, Dustin, Drew, D-Lock, and all these other guys join in later that we've seen join BTW?
Well, they just added so much to VTW, especially Kevin Shaw. I think it was Corey Hughes that he added a lot to our company too.
Yeah, I was gonna get into Jamal and Chase Bridges here.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes, I believe Dustin Reagan. He set the bar for all of us. He just learned us so much how to wrestle in general, and the basic holds and all and everything. And that's when really VTW came in its own right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you mentioned, we would see also now on after Drew and Kevin and D-Lock and Dustin, a little while later, we'd see Chase Bridges and Jamal Payne join into VTW, make it a little bit even bigger, the roster. What kind of an impact do you think that those two made in VTW and how much they helped it?
Huge impact indeed. Chase Bridges, he's a great worker, and he gave his all every time he stepped in the ring. And Corey Hughes was the same way. They just put on a great show every time they stepped in the ring against any of us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mention him in a little bit. Of course, we would see after a while of those two being in, Jamal would pretty much bring in Jamal Smith, and we'll get into the other guys that came in more recently. But
okay,
D'Lo seemed to bring in quite a bit of a different style, I guess you could say, in a way, to the company as well. What did you think that D'Lo Smith brought in, or D'Angelo Smith, whichever way you want to call him, brought to the table?
D'Angelo Smith. Wow. Well, when D'Angelo came in, they joined it became a new faction here in VTW. I don't remember the faction right offhand, but I think it was a group of 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. Bet you're referring to the change with KC Chambers was with him.
Yes, KC Chambers was eventually joined, but that just opened up a brand new door here in VTW.
Right.
For sure.
It definitely brought some change to the company.
Yes, it did. Yeah, to change what it was, the faction was called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yes, one more comment. The change, they just bought so many new feuds, opened up so many doors here at VTW at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a little more recently, we'd see a couple other guys, Matt Maverick, K9, and Dale Blackwell as well, join into VTW.
Oh yeah, yes, yes, Dale Black, all of them guys, they joined us a little bit later, and they just bought so much enthusiasm to VTW. Yeah, K9, Spencer, they put on some great quality tag team matches against the Change and Static and Tyler and them at the time was a team, the Bad Sons.
Right.
Yes, it was just so many great tag teams and great feuds at the time.
Indeed. Now, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that there would be another huge name that would join the VTW roster last year as well, towards the end of 2017, actually, I think it was, Cameron Jackson.
Oh, yes, Cameron Jackson. Yes, he's just a legend and an icon when it comes to backyard wrestling.
True.
Yes, we just it was one of the biggest additions I think we ever had to our roster.
Right.
Yes, very well respected up in, I think it was BEW, I think BEW.
UWE.
Everett Creed's company.
Yeah.
Yes, we was happy to have him here at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Before I go into one of your other feuds, couple other feuds, what were some of the feuds or matches that you've enjoyed watching, since obviously you get a front row seat pretty much to all the VTW taping there in your backyard?
Oh Lordy, just so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
I say probably when the Bad Sons feud with the Change.
Mm-hmm.
It was but all that was so great, storytelling wise, and just great tag team action all the way around.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I always enjoyed Dustin Reagan's matches too, which I think when he came here, he already had his door open in the indie scene at the time, I think.
Yeah.
So he just him and D-Lock, I enjoyed that feud a lot.
Right. I think many people did.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, those two are always great as a tag team, as Killer Instinct.
Yes, they were. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Something I would love to see if ever the opportunity came up to see those two together again.
Yes, me too.
So honestly, we got to see it on the trampoline. We never really seen it in a wrestling ring.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another person I want to bring up, kind of a parody act that you had a little brief feud with, Wolfstalo. What was that like for you to go up against that individual?
Oh Lordy. Yes, I remember. I think that was my first match back from at the time. I think it was VTW Summer Blast. I think. I believe
so.
No, wait a minute. Let me see here.
Okay.
What show it was? Yes, yes, it was kind of a something different in the match. I really enjoyed that match against Wolfstalo. Huh.
Of course, a little parody on UWE.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Yes, the character it worked at here in VTW.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what was it like for you? Of course, you're a part of Best in the Yard 1 and 2, but you did miss out on Best in the Yard 3 and 4. What was that like to sit on the sideline?
Oh Lordy, it was a tough. Matter of fact, Best in the Yard 3, just about a week before, I had colds and allergies, and I think I was a little bit overweight at the time too, and I thought I'd just sit out just cause of health wise, but it was a tough decision, and at the time I had to make, and I just didn't want to go in there 50% for the Best in the Yard.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been fair to Navon, I guess. So, yeah.
Yes. Yes, but if I ever had another opportunity now, I would take that challenge at Best in the Yard for sure.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So, sitting on the sidelines, what was it like to watch those Best in the Yard shows go on?
Wow.
What were your favorite matches from both of those?
Wow, it was very amazing. Yes, big time Mike. The guys from down there, they just put so much into it.
Right.
It was 200 guys that came up here. I don't remember their names right offhand that came up here, teamed up with big time Mike. I know one of them's right going on to the indie scene, but I just don't remember his name right offhand.
Got to be Cage and AK-47.
Yes, Cage and AK-47. Yeah. Yes, I really enjoyed their matches at Best in the Yard. I think they wrestled. I think it was Cam Jackson, and I think it was more like a 3-on-2 handicap match or something like that.
Against Cam, Drew, and Kevin.
Yes, yes, for sure. That was one of the best all-time matches for Best in the Yard.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Get you to talk a little bit more about those shows. But first, Mr. Awesome pops in, says, I got 3 things for you, Avery. First, what was your favorite Best in the Yard show?
Oh, Lordy. I say the very first one. Yes, because I was able to participate in and got to meet so many guys at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
His next question is, who is left on the Boss Man's list of opponents to face?
Oh, Lordy. Probably Seth Maverick. And I say, I think it's Dale Blackwell. He's got this company called ECBW, and he's got a manager called Black Bart.
Okay.
Which me and him we're trying to try to get us a match together.
Nice.
And yes, and possibly no. I never stepped up in the ring against him.
Nice.
Which that'd be great.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. His last question, I'm actually going to hold off on because I should ask it in case it's still in here and wants to hear it. But I'm going to hold off on it because I want to know the answer to that more so towards the end of this show, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But as we were talking about Best in the Yard 3, we all know you were supposed to originally face Yvonne McDonald at Best in the Yard 3. That didn't end up happening, but we did get to see that match eventually. And close to a year's build to it. What was the build for it like for you? At one point, we even seen Novin going up against your nephew Tyler, of course, and right in front of you laid him out with a guitar with the Nakabong and the Last Rites Tombstone to win the match.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's what really built the feud up right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember that. He took a guitar, El Gavon, in that time. I think that's what really bought me. So what built up the energy for the feud right there because of Tyler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the match actually happened at Thanksgiving Thunder 2017, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's our Thanksgiving show.
Right.
Which I think that was one of my favorite all-time favorite matches. I just gave everything I had in that match.
What was it like being in the ring with Yvonne McDonald for that match?
Oh, wow. Well, Devon McDonald, he's just great all the way around. Great guy, great person, and I really enjoyed it. And we announced it just a one-time only event, and I think the whole backyard wrestling community really got into the feud and into the years build up on it. I think it's more. Yes, and I did give my 100% to that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys put on a very good match. I'd say probably one of your best.
Yes, we did. And I remember at that match, it was cold, wet, and rainy at the time.
Right.
I think we had like a blue tarp over the ring, and I think the match could have been a little bit better if we had drier conditions, but we made the best of it.
Right.
But the best of it at the time.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, and one more thing on my list yet still to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to since I just only had the outside matches, on the outside, I'm gonna try to get maybe rent a place and maybe have to have a match for the indoors for myself, and just to see how it is just to be inside the wrestle just one time, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard there's a lot of a difference between, you can hear echoes and things inside compared to being outside. So make a big difference. So you said you'd like to face Novin at some point because you never have. Would you be interested in perhaps a rematch at some point with Devon McDonald as well?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Most definitely, I would. We can either throw Everett Creed into the mix and be a triple threat match. I think that'd be one for the book. Sorry.
Challenge laid down. After I hear that one.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Challenge laid down.
There you
go. I would like to have a rematch with Devon McDonald at some point in time.
Right.
Which we still got a ring, and he can come down at any time.
There you go. Sounds like a Best in the Yard 5 main event to me. Avery Hoke.
Yes.
Devon McDonald.
Yes, exactly right.
There you go. What did it mean to you, though? For quite a while, we've seen Devon McDonald, of course, travel to VTW, either Devon or Novin, and we also seen he brought along Yankee the Difference Maker for quite a few shows as well.
Oh, wow. Yankee, he's just a great guy, great character all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he's came down, he's put on great quality matches for us down here in VTW.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, but he just added so much to it.
Right, to the product.
Yeah, to our product down here.
And of course, during that time as well, we'd also see more of Big Time Mike in VTW as well. You touched a little bit on Mike, but anything else you want to say about Big Time Mike's tenure in VTW, or Big Time Mike the person?
Oh, wow. Big Time Mike, I always respected him, and every time he came, he always put on some wonderful matches for us.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, Big Time Mike is somebody I never got up in the ring with. Never faced Big Time Mike.
Right.
So right there will be another challenge for the future.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, you've stepped in the ring with a lot of the guys in VTW, but is there anybody from the VTW roster that you'd like to get in the ring with still that you haven't competed against? Haven't really had that good feud with? Or you'd like to have a new feud with, perhaps?
Yes, D-Lock. I never stepped up in the ring with it, but he was a great guy, a great worker.
Right.
Every time up in the ring, and I think D-Lock's would be the guy for that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you had the choice and could pick certain people to come there for perhaps another reunion rumble at some point in time, or some guys that you'd like to see involved in something like that?
Oh, Lordy. At the VTW reunion rumble?
Mm-hmm.
Some new guys or some of the guys that we had here before?
Both. Either or.
Well, of course, I say Cage and Mike, Big Time Mike and Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Mr. Judgment.
All right.
I think he would do very well in some of his guys here for that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was your take on meeting and seeing Mr. Judgment, his son The Blaze, and some of the other guys from DVW as they took part in Best in the Art 4?
Oh, wow. Wow. It was just amazing, great experience. All the way around experience. I always enjoy meeting new people and get to know them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they just add so much to our product too. I thank them guys for making the long trip from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
From here.
Do you see yourself perhaps potentially traveling to Pennsylvania or New York to any of those companies at some point in time?
Mm-hmm. Well, if the circumstances were right and the right match would come up, I think I would. I could see myself going to UCBW this summer at Dale Blackwell's. I think he's located in Gastonia, I think. It's close to me.
All right.
Mm-hmm. But if the circumstances were right and I had the time off and everything, I would go up there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Riley Bates in the chat room says, the boss man. Where exactly did you come up with the boss of the sticks, or boss man character?
Oh, Lordy. Really my well, since I'm Claremont's a very small town here, and it's pretty well in a small country area.
Mm-hmm.
Zach and Tyler and them just came up with that name for me, and got the song up for him. It worked.
All right.
And which it really took off. So I credit Zach and Tyler for that.
Okay. And what does your theme song, of course, being Boss of the Sticks, King of the Country, what does that mean to you to have that song as your specific theme song? Or what does it do to you when you first hear that song to come out for a match?
Wow. it just gives me so much adrenaline going out.
Mm-hmm.
It just fits my character very well, growing up in a small town in a small community.
Right. All right. So we got a couple other people in the chat section. The Disease, Jason Atlas says, hi, Avery.
Hey, how are you?
We'll get to that in a minute. Riley Bates asking other questions, but we'll get to his questions in a moment because, as I mentioned,
yes, talk about Jason Atlas. Me and him, we're planning on maybe a future match as well.
Right.
That's somewhere down the road.
That could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any other questions or comments you want to put in the chat section? Go ahead. We'll get to those. So we're going to talk about, I don't know how much you've seen of it or if you have seen it, but NUW does the King of the Yard tournament, which, of course, a lot of the guys from VTW went to 2 years ago, technically now, 2017. What was your opinion of that if you have seen the tournament? Seeing something like that in the community that hasn't really been done before in that big of a setting.
Wow. Well, I think it was a great experience for them guys for going up there and meeting so many new people. Mm-hmm. And I think it kind of got us more on the map and branched out more as well, I think. Yes, I was very happy, but they got to go. But they got to go up there for King of the Yard.
Of course, they're airing King of the Yard 2 now on YouTube.
Yes, yes, they are.
If they did a third one, is that something you'd possibly be interested in if they gave you the right opponent?
Yes, if the right opponent came up, I think I would be interested in that.
Nice to see you in there. Of course, Cam Jackson, the original King of the Yard winner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
And Riley Bates says, would you fight me? It'd be interesting.
Yes. Yes, it would. It would be a very interesting match. Right. Yes, we can make that happen.
Do you see yourself doing any other crossover shows, going to like Everett Creed's UWE in New York, or going to NUW in Navon's territory, so to speak, or anything like that? Or is it something just closer to home that you think you'd probably do?
For the short term, just closer at home for right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if the circumstances were right, I would branch out up that way.
Gotcha.
But just for the short term, just local short trips for me for now.
Gotcha. I'm gonna do a little segment I like to do on here. It's called Job 1, Fire 1, Push 1. I'm gonna give you 3 names that I'm pretty sure you know these 3 guys pretty well. Tell me which one you would have be a jobber in VTW, since it's a company you pretty much own. Who you would fire from the company and who you would push as a top talent. We're gonna go with Ustalo, Navon McDonald, and Mr. Judgment.
Oh Lordy. Who I fire from the company?
Yep, this first one.
Probably Ustalo.
Ustalo.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then who would you push and have as one of your top talents, and who would you have be a jobber, lose pretty much all the time between Navon and Judgment?
Oh Lordy. Tough one right there. Well, I think I would push Devon McDonald because he's pretty well known on cross country and everything right now. And
right.
Yes, nothing against Mr. Judgment, but I think he's a great talent for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Him dropping. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
I think. Yes, Mr. Judgment. I think he would could put over some new up and coming stars.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha. Before I go into a couple more things, anything else you want to talk about from your VTW career? Any feuds or anybody that you faced?
Lordy, some of my feuds. Well, some of my favorite feuds all the time was against me and Tyler, but just back in the day, we had so many great feuds and things that really put us on the map in the early years.
Right.
And I think one of my most recent feuds was Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Which inside the company, which that was one of my all-time favorites.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to talk a little more about VTW here in a moment, but before I get into what people are asking, what I want to know about it, what is your opinion or what is your take on seeing Zach and Aaron and Cam and Drew and Tyler all going into the independent circuit there?
Wow. It's so amazing, so awesome seeing them guys doing very well on the independent circuit right now. Which they be in that ACCW, NAWA, and it's just a brand new company that just opened up in Gastonia. It's called GCW. And the Skinny Dudes with Attitudes, they took on White Mike and they were called the Gym Nasty Boys. I mean, that was a great quality match, and but you could find it on YouTube.
Yep, I believe Tyler has it on his YouTube.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What has it been like for you to see Tyler, of course, being your nephew, most of all, seeing how he's been able to do as part of the Skinny Dudes with Attitude with Zach there?
Wow. I'm so happy for him. I helped him along all these years. Got him interested in wrestling and so many doors and opportunities just open up. Open up for him. So I'm mostly happy for him, see him move on and grow to bigger and better things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem, all those guys from VTW seem to be doing quite well in the indie scenes. So.
Yes, they are.
And I think a lot of them will do well. I know Ecstatic is about the only one, I think, going by a different name in the independent scenes, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see them guys doing well.
Yes, great. Yeah.
And I even seen Jamal recently got a new type of a gimmick going there too.
Mm-hmm. I think he's on an independent circuit in South Carolina. I don't know the name of the company, but I heard he debuted down there here about a week or two ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, as we're getting close to the end of the show here, I'll get into the question, a couple questions that were asked that I wanted to tie in towards the end here. Riley asked this one, is VTW going to come back to showing videos on YouTube?
Well, I always put it this way. Right now, for the short term, I'll probably lay down some challenge matches and set the ring up and add some extra footage like that for right now. And maybe I'm going to explore maybe adding some new people and people to the roster and everything, with like a new generation of us.
Nice.
Which that's the option I'm going to look into.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part of that, one second. Mr. Awesome's last question, and it's pretty much going to be one of my last questions for you. What do you see as the future or legacy of VTW as of right now?
Oh, wow. I think we inspired so many people across the country to do well in backyard wrestling, and I think we set the bar for other companies to step up at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because we had so many big name companies that came to us down here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys, a lot of the guys there have traveled to those companies as well. So.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So any last opinions on the state of VTW as of now? We haven't really seen anything from you guys since Best in the Yard 4 went up, which was kind of all of a sudden when it did go up. But anything from the absence of, and when you think that people might be able to see more of VTW, if there will be more of?
I say probably this spring, maybe into the summer months, I believe.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, I'm like I said, I'm gonna throw out some open challenges and stuff, things, I believe.
Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
See who answers those challenges and what we might get out of those.
Mm-hmm.
So as we wrap up here, any last comments or things that you want to say about anybody or anything in particular?
Well, I just want to thank all everybody and my fans made the Boss Man Avery Hoke what it is. Without the fans and the guys willing to come here, it wouldn't be no VTW or the Boss Man Avery Hoke. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Very true. And
yes,
definitely helped out VTW and helped the community guys bigger, in my opinion, having the crossovers and bringing more people.
Yes.
To the forefront.
Yes, and I also want to thank you, Tony, for recognizing us for all these years and things too, Tony.
You're welcome. And maybe one of these days we'll be able to do what I was trying to get on here as well and get the original 5 on here to talk a little bit about.
Yes.
Starting of VTW, but we'll see.
Yes.
Right. And thank you for coming on to the show.
Yes, I really enjoyed it, Tony.
And you did. But pretty much going to be it for us. I will mention here at the end of the show again, later on around 6:30, I'll be back on here for my review show for King of the Yard 2, Part 1 of Round 1, Day 1 of Round 1. And besides that, the next guest I couldn't tell you because don't have him lined up yet, but be on the lookout. Follow my Twitter, follow my Facebook. You'll see it here in a few minutes, and you'll know when the next show will be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And thank you again, Avery, for coming on. Been fun.
Yes, and yes, I would be happy in the future being your guest again, and I'll try to be better prepared for it, and which I think it was an awesome broadcast today.
Yeah, it was fun. We'll see about getting you back on, maybe even for some prediction shows. So,
yes, sure.
Especially the main 4 pay-per-views from WWE. So
yes,
All right. So for Avery Hoke, thank you yet again for coming on to the show. This has been Tiger Talks Wrestling. We will catch you guys later on today.